I should ask you about Tony Randall, the movie actor, TV actor.
Oh, that's right. I forgot all about him. He was in the Army with me in Washington, D.C., and he just hated the Army. He was a courier, and he'd take all our messages wherever we wanted them to go. Tony Randall. I forgot all about him.
Yeah.
I was in the cryptography school, and we had broken the Japanese code, and I was picking up every ship that left Japan with or whatever they had on it, and I was then take the pictures from Arlington Hall, where I was stationed, to the White House and take them inside, and I'd see Roosevelt a lot of times in the hallway, and somebody from excuse me, somebody from the Navy would be there, and he'd pick up the message, take it back to Naval base, and they notify the submarine, and then within a week or 10 days, we get notification that the ship had been sunk. Well, I moved into Red Bank in 1932 and lived on Mechanic Street, which is now Count Basie Way. And my father had a house built where they used to have the Ringley Brothers Circus every summer. And I found out that Mechanic Street is now called Count Basie Way. And in 1939, when I was a sophomore at Dartmouth, Count Basie played at a spring dance up there. So I found out where he was practicing, and I went to the door, and I said to the manager, I'd like to meet Count Basie. And he went in and saw Count, and Count told him to bring me right in. And I went in and met him, and he had another gentleman that only lived a block and a half from him, and he was in this orchestra. And that was Count Basie's first orchestra before World War World War II. And this other fellow by the name of Davis, I never heard too much more about him, but Count Basie told me that he only lived about 2 blocks from him on Mechanic Street also. And then during World War II, his orchestra broke up, and he started another one after World War II and became very famous. But I never did see him again, which was set up back in the, after World War II. There were three gentlemen that used to have lunch together at Hess's here in Red Bank. That was an old ice cream place. And they got together and they formed the Root Beer and Checker Club. And we first met at the Union House. And one day, I'll never forget, Bill Sherwood, who was my basketball coach, and the attorney, who was the Attorney General Parsons, they had me go to Ledwig's and buy sandwiches when we were eating in the Root Beer and Checker Club at the Union House, because we weren't getting too good service. And I sold the sandwiches, and Ray Smith, who owned the Union House, wasn't very happy. And we then went from the Union House, moved into the Colonial Restaurant there on Red Bank, on Broad Street in Red Bank on the second floor. And we were there for many, many years. Now, we went down to Fairhaven, and it used to be a luncheon club for mainly businessmen in town. And we did have one woman that joined, an attorney, but she was the only one, and she didn't last 6 months because there was no other women there. So we meet every Tuesday, and that's been going on since, I guess, I came back here in '56, and that's why I'm the oldest member. I'm the oldest member of that club in age and length of service. And now it's mainly made up of all retirees because they can have a place to go once or twice a week for lunch.